This is Code.org, and we're going to intro ourselves into App Lab, which is awesome. So video, we can go ahead, continue. All right, make the screen green. Drag the set property block. Use the drop down to set the screen's background color to green. Then hit run. So right here, guys, if I just click and plop, there we are, set property. Also, they walk you through it right here. So super helpful if you get stuck on something. However, set property, screen, yep, this is screen one, background color, they don't want it red. So they say I can drop down. Keep in mind, if I actually want to type here and you lose these quotes, it just breaks everything. So make sure you have the quotes. I'm going to write out the word green. Highly recommend just using the little arrowy thing, the teeny little arrow, triangle, click, and boom, perfect. Onward. Yeah, we got this. All right, make the text bigger. So let's see what we have. Nothing. You'll need 2 lines of code. Give label 1 font size of 80 and text color of blue. Okay, so, and again, if you get stuck, they also have this right here, but let's go ahead and drag this out. Set property label 1. Now, if I hover, let me hit reset because it won't work right now. Notice that this is actually called label 1. So if I hover, it's telling me label 1. Okay, set the property of label 1. Text color, to blue. Okay, let's see what that does. Yep. Now font size. Where could that be? Boom, right here. That's the color, and what they're about to show us is set property label 1 text color. We can do more than just the text color here. If I click on that little triangle thingy, I have a bunch of options. So sure, label 1 text color is going to be blue. Let me drag out another one of these. Label 1, right? We want the same text. We want font size, and that should be an option. Font size to be 80. I might just type in 80. And there we are. So this can be used. We're setting the property of label 1, what property, text color, to blue. Then we're going to set the property of label 1, which is this thing, the font size to 80. So these are 2 properties, and we're telling it what we want, both on label 1. Onward. Goal, make the button red and blue, then change the text in the large orange label. Okay, remember, you can hover over elements to see their ID. And as long as, if I hit run, it doesn't work, so let me hit reset. But if I hover, see this? It says ID button 2. What about make me red? If I hover, it says button 1. All right, so let's see. And notice they have this, that's what we want it to look like. So let me grab out this. And again, if you get stuck right here, they'll have something helpful. Set property. And then, like I said, we don't need the label anymore. We want button 1. So I'm going to set button 1 apparently to text. Nope. We can change this up. Text color. Nope. We need background color and red. Now, what's the name of this? Again, if I hit run, it's not showing you. Oh, look, that works. Let me hit reset and it will. Button 2. So now I'm going to drag out set property, button 2, and we need the background color again to be blue. So again, this is referring to the item. This is what we want to change or what we want to set, background color, and then this is the color for each. Set the text property of the label to anything you want, like welcome to my app. Oh, okay. So that means, and again, background color is a property. Notice you can hover over amounts, button, yep. Background color is a property, but so is the label. So let me go ahead. Now, how do I know what this is? They told us, I believe. Nope, they just said label. But if I hover, again, it says label 1. So label 1, text, right? And then what do we want to set? The text. If you're not sure, if I hit run right now, oh, look, it changes to text. And you might think, well, it's kind of hard to tell. Is that this one or this one? But since I know this is setting the background color, I'm going to assume this is what actually tells it to set the text. And then I'm going to say, welcome to my app. Or hello world. And bam, computers are going to do what we tell them. Ta-da! Onward. And a video. So next, we can do without this time. Goal. The screen will start out blue. Ooh, let's test. It does. Add code so that it turns green when you click the greenify button. Okay, click. Oh yeah, that does nothing. That's not nothing. Okay. Add code inside the on event that sets the screen's background color to green. All right, so what do they mean by on event? Let's start hunting around. On event. Well, line 1 we recognize, set property, screen 1, okay? Let me hover. Notice I'm not running it, so if I hover, my ID of this whole thing is screen 1. Now if I go down here, you'll notice the ID is big button. And that's because that's the name of this actually green button, the idea of it. Whereas just the screen is screen 1. So screen 1 is behind this, but this is just showing us what's on top, big button. Screen 1. See? Okay, screen 1. Now, background color is blue. On the event that the big button is clicked. So on the event that the big button is clicked, anything inside of here will happen. So, and again, this is always helpful, but we got this. So I'm going to drag out this guy and drop it in this green mouth thing. Because any code in the green mouth thing is what's going to run when the event of clicking a big button happens. This stuff runs by default. Line 1, there's no condition, there's no event. It just says when we hit run, this code runs. But here, line 3 is only going to run if this event occurs. And we want to do the screen 1 background color to green. Now if I hit run, oh no, it didn't work. Except it totally did. I need to do the event. Ta-da! Onward. Help finish the flashlight app. The on button already turns the screen white. Oh, does it? Oh, it does. Run the app and try to figure it out. Then write the code so the off button makes the screen black again. All right, so let's take a look. I'm gonna hit reset because then we can hover. So now that I can hover, since it's reset, okay, this on button, oh yeah, that makes sense. The ID is on. So let's see, on event. So on the event that the on button is clicked, what happens? Everything in this green mouth box thing will execute. So when I hit run, this code doesn't actually run. It sees that this exists, but it's not gonna run the stuff inside. I have to click on the on button, and then we set property screen 1. Let me hit reset. What's screen 1? Screen 1. Background color to white. Oh, and there, oh, so this flashlight thing must be huge. The label goes all the way down here. It's just empty. But you can see on the edge, I can get screen 1. It must be the background. So we set screen 1 background color to white when the on button's clicked, and then set property label text color to black. Well, what's label 1? This thing. Text color black. Okay, well then, if this is how you do it for the on button, I'm going to kind of steal their idea. Set property. So on the event that the off button is clicked, the ID of the off button's off button, what do we want to do? Well, screen 1, I know that's the name of the screen, they used it right here, background color, and then instead of white, right, the off button, we're going to set it, oh, they're going to make us type it, but that's fine. Just make sure you leave these quotes. It will break if you don't have them. To black, and then the label, right, not the on button, we want to set the label like they did up here, but now that the background will be black, we want the text color to be white. Let's give it a shot. On, off. Yeah. Cool. Onward. And a video next. Ooh, I love this one. All right, so goal. This soundboard is almost done. Run it to see how it works. Then add an image, text, and sound to the last button. So let's go ahead and hit run, guys. And if you notice, wow, this is super cool. So we have animal soundboard. And then what do we got? Set property button 1 to monkey, so I assume that's that. Button 2 to tiger. Button 3 to horse. Cool. And then, and you can't hear this, but it looks like on the event, so what do we think this does? On the event button 1 is clicked. On the event button 2 is clicked, we play a sound. So, and remember how on event works is everything inside of this green thing gets triggered, happens if we make this. If we, on the event that the button 1, if I hover over the word monkey, you can see that's on button 1. If I hover over the word tiger, now if you're running this won't work, but if I hover over the word tiger, you see it says button 2, horse is button 3, so you choose is button 4. All right, so let's start with that. Ooh, let's actually start with an image. So they set the property of button 1 image. I'm going to kind of copy their pattern because I know it works. So set the property of button 4 image, choose. Oh, we got to go find one. Well, I'm going to be a bit cheap. You can always go find a URL, of course. And then you would just copy the link here. Or you could go to Wikipedia. I guess I could show you real quick. If you want to find like a free image, I'm going to do a lab dog. And now I'll go to images. I'm going to do tools, usage rights, Creative Commons. Okay. And again, you might know a better way. You might know how to download it or something like that. I'm just doing a quick kind of demo of this. Click on this guy. I'm going to right click on this guy and say copy image address. So that's a super quick way to do this. I'm going to close that out. You could also try to use one of their icons if your teacher will let you. But link to image, copy image address, paste, submit. Let's hit run. There we are. There's my image. Okay. And now with that loaded, we want to, on event, I'll drag this guy out, on the event that button 4 is clicked, what do we want? Oh, we get to play a sound. So remember the code in here is what happens on this event when that happens. So on the event, we're going to play a sound. Ooh, I get to pick. And I think they have some good ones. Animals. Bear. They got to have a doggy. Dog's the best. That's the one. Choose that. And add a set property to change the text. Oh, yep. So add one more set property to change the text. So now we got most of this already. If I hit run, it says you choose. I got the dog. The sound will be made, but we need to change the text. Now let's think about this. I can set the text. I'll drag this in here. I'm doing this wrong. I'll tell you right now. Set property of what? Reset. Oh yeah, it's button 4, right? And this is not how we're going to want to do this. What do I want to set? The text. And I'm going to say dog, right? And now let me hit run. Oh, Mr. Kaiser, it's not working. What's going on? Oh, there's a monkey. Wait a minute. Why did that change then? Right? Obviously, when we run it, we don't want it to say you choose. We want our new text or dog or whatever animal you chose to be there. Well, to do that, right now where I put this, it is in the on event. So the only time the computer will ever see or run this code is on the event I click the button. If I want this to run automatically, regardless if they click a button or anything, well, think about it. If I hit run, what's happening automatically already? What part of the code is working? What is it grabbing the buttons and what's it putting on them, right? So the stuff outside of the on event, all these images, those run automatically. So I'm going to go up here and right under the image to my text, and it will run automatically too. Onward. Another video next. All right. Oh, I love this one. I actually do, guys. Choose your own adventure. You're now in design mode. Okay. Add a second button to the screen that says right with the ID right button. Ooh, we're getting advanced quick. In design mode, drag a new button, position and resize it. Then set the ID, text, and background color and font size. Okay. So here we are in design mode and we have the left button. Now they want a right button. So I'm going to go ahead and add and notice that you can just drag and drop just like I did. Add a second button to the screen that says right. Okay, well, this is the button ID. And remember all that hovering like I'm doing right now? Now, if you hit run, the hover thing won't work. So make sure you're on a run. Notice their ID for the left button is left button. For this, it says label 1. So I'm going to kind of copy what they did for left button and right button. For the ID, no space, nothing like that. I did capitalize the B, called camel case. All right, and then for the text, I'm gonna do right exclamation point, just to kind of keep it like this picture. Now, let's see here. Their left, I'm clicking on the left button and I can see the width is 145, the height is 70, and the position is 10. You could have even have duplicated this and changed it up that way. I might just drag this over for a bit, just to get it looking like theirs. That's looking pretty much the same. And then the text size, position, that's all fine. Font size is 30. Cool. Get it all aligned. And then I'll do mine a bit of a red like theirs. It's not going to be exactly the same, but I'm fine. Ooh, I like that color actually. Okay. So now we have our button. I've named it right. The ID is right button. In design mode, drag a new button, position, resize it. Then set the ID, check, text, and background color. Text, background color down here, and font size. Notice though that we're doing this in design mode before we did it with code. So we should be good to go on that. Boom, onward. Now, create a new screen called Right Screen. My goodness, we're getting advanced. Add a text label that says you went right. Okay, so create a new screen. Well, Mr. Kaiser, how? What the? Well, there's a few ways to do this. I could go up here and I could hit new screen. That's one way. Or right down here, I can just grab this screen thing and go plop. There we are. A new screen called Right Screen. So by called, I'm going to assume they want the ID to be right screen. Add a text label that says you went right. So that's not an image, right? A text label. Well, if I look around here, which one of these do we think is a text label? I hope you're yelling at me. I hope it's obvious. How do you think we add that? I hope you said that one label. And then you drag and plop. There we are. All right, so we got a text label. And that says you went right. Okay. And I guess I'll leave it as label 3. I actually can't, guys. That's bad practice. Label. I'll call this right label. Okay, sure. In design mode, drag a new screen element, change its ID to right screen, drag a label onto the screen, change the text to you went right. I kind of want it to look better though, so I'm going to go like this, more like theirs. It doesn't say you have to do this, I'm doing it anyways. Oh no, I want the text color to be white, I think. Ooh, I like that. Just, we get to have a bit of fun with it. Oop, I lost it there, right screen. Oh, background color. You see this 0? That's a problem. I need that to be a 1. There we are. Hmm. 65 is way too big. I'll do 35. And again, it doesn't give us specifics on this. It doesn't look like. I'm just kind of making it look how I want it to look. Cool. I am liking that. So I got it a red color. I said you went right. Oh, it dropped again. Maybe I'll go even bigger than... Sure. And pada. There we are. And its ID is, I said right label. I gave it a new ID. You could have left it labeled 3, I guess, but better practice. Finish. Continue. All right, let's see what we got now. The screen switches to right screen when the user clicks the right button. Okay, so right now if I click the left, oh, it does do this. You went left. However, run, if I click right, it does nothing. So I know we have part of it, right? Left button works. We need to do that for the right button. Okay, so in code mode, yep, we're not in design, right? Way up here it says design. We need to make sure we're there. In code mode, add a new on event to your program for the right button. Add a set screen. Let's do this one at a time. An on event. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. What we need to make sure is that it's not inside of this on event, right? That would be an issue because then we would have to be clicking the left button while doing something else. We need this to be beneath. It needs to be on its own line. And so I can kind of copy what they're doing here, right? I want to do on the event, not that the left button's clicked. I named mine right button. That's the ID I gave it. If you hover over here and it says button 3, That's the idea of your button. But for mine, I named mine right button. So when the right button is clicked, and this is where we need the code, right? So on the event, anything inside of this green box-ish thing, this mouth type shape, that's what actually runs when an action's performed. So on the event that the right button is clicked, code in here can run. And what do we want to do? Very similar to what they did, right? They set it to left screen. So let me grab a set screen and drop. Now, how do I know what screen I want to set it to? They kind of hide this. If I go way up here and click this little drop down, notice there's something called left screen. And look, that's the screen they're using. I named mine right screen. You might have a right screen. Actually, yours should be named right screen. So if you didn't, you want to double check. Where is that done? Design, right screen, ID. Okay, so now I will know I want right screen. And then play a sound effect. Okay, so we got it there. It doesn't say to add that sound effect. I might anyways, but for now, boom. Perfect. Onward. Up, video next. Do we get to add our own stuff? I love this part. Okay. Build your own app by extending the project, then share it with someone. Decide what type of app you're interested, then go build it. By adding more screens, button, text, users interaction to your app, there's a few more blocks in the toolbox that you can experience with. Once you're done, click share. So I love this project. I have done it a bunch of times. I am gonna go ahead and do, well, let's see. Choose your adventure. I'm gonna do a real simple one just to kind of expand this out. So design, choose your own adventure. Mine's gonna say, mine's gonna be about a fancy dog named Mr. Dog. Hello, Mr. Dog. What would you like to do? Boom. Or how about I can leave left and right. Where would you like to go? Boom. Okay, and maybe I'll change up these colors a bit. Maybe I'll do this sign instead. I can click on this sign thing. I can do choose icons. No dog image. Paw? Yeah, boom. Cool. And then I can leave left and right for a situation like this. Maybe I'll push that down a bit and move it over. Where would you like to go? Left or right? Cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to one of my other screens. Start screen, right screen. You went right. Now I'm going to add this. So I'll have a, let's say, oh no, you found a cat. I'm super anti-cat, guys. Not a huge cat fan. Maybe I should tell you I was born allergic, but I don't like cats. I really don't. Like, I'm not joking. Anyways, oh no, you found a cat. And then I can do an image. Kwacha. And as I already showed you once, but I can do it again actually. Let me pull this over and I'll just do cat image maybe. And I'm gonna, it pulled right up, but you can always go to images. I like to do Creative Commons, so I'm gonna hit tools, usage rights, just so I know it's available to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this image. Oop, this image looks really big. I can tell by the size here. So view or visit. Now when I visit this, what I'll do here is I'm gonna click on, I just need the smallest size. So I'll click that and I'm gonna right click, copy, linked image, paste, submit, boom. And I can give this a name like cat image or an ID. And then let me drag that down. And now maybe I have two buttons here. One, and this will say, fight button. I'll have my text be fight. And then, and I'm just going real quick just to show you, run button. And, oh, run is taken. So, because there's already a run away button like that. So in this text will be run. Okay. And you can add colors, you can make these really fancy, but just to give you an idea here. Now, in my code for these, let me make sure, what's my left screen? My left screen, let's actually do that too. Design, I was gonna do a, again, I'm gonna go real quick here just to give you an idea. Icon and bone. There's no bone. Let's do, I'll do a present, we'll call this a treat. Treat image, we'll call that for me. A treat. And then maybe I have two buttons here. And this one will say I'll call this explore button. Explore. And then maybe I'll say try again. Okay, and now I can wire all these up. So let me go over here, and what I would do in this situation on the event, so let's go ahead and start from the right screen. Oh no, you found a cat, fight. So for this, I'm gonna need another screen. I'm gonna head over to design, and I can also do a new screen, or I can just click and drag, right? But actually, I'm gonna do something even different. I'm on my screen, and I'm gonna hit duplicate, and I'm gonna call this U1 screen. U1. I don't know what they win, but you get the idea. And let me change this image now. The trophy. And then, oh, that means I wanted this U1 here. Here. Now this will be restart button. And then I might not have two buttons on this screen, so that one will be U1. Cool. And then now I'm actually going to duplicate this. And I know I'm going, oh, not the button. I know I'm going fast. I'm just trying to give you an idea here. So now I'm back on, and this is screen 1. And I thought I already did that. Okay, so let's make sure one screen. I'm going to click off, and then I'm going to hit duplicate, and I'm going to call this lose screen. Game over, you lose. And then instead of a trophy, maybe I'll do a sad face. And again, you want to add better IDs to all of this, right? Like there should be a sad image. You want all these things to fit. Let me go back, click screen 2's not, so lose screen is what I actually want. Oh, so it doesn't like this. This must be taken. Lost screen. Okay. And then let's see if that's why one screen. Okay, cool. There we are. So now I can wire it all up. So on the start screen, then they go to the left screen now. And what do we have? We have explore button. So on the event that the explore button is clicked, what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna actually take them for this left screen to the you found a cat screen. Set screen, what's the screen? It's going to be the actual right screen, which was my cat screen technically. Try again, we'll take them back to the beginning. So on the event, that, and if I hover, try again button is what I named that. Try again button is clicked. What am I going to do? Set screen, and then to the start screen. Now what about for my right screen? So cat button on the event on my cat screen. That fight is clicked. Keep in mind I said they were a dog. So on the event that fight button is what I named this, correct? Yep, it's the ID, right? So ID, design, ID, fight button is clicked. Obviously they're a dog, so they're gonna set the screen to the win screen because they win. And then on the event that they run, I'm gonna say they lose because dogs don't lose to cats. Run away button. And then of course you can play fun sounds and I'll add all sorts of stuff here, right? There's like a million things, I don't know, I'm just picking something random, that you can add. Now what would be the final screen? It would be this lost screen or one screen. And on the event that and that's the lose Oh, I named the button lose. That's not great. Restart. Lose button. That's a better name for it. On that, I'm gonna go ahead and set screen to start screen. And then on the one screen, right? What's the name of this button? Restart button, I just named that one, so I can hide this. Cool, and now that should all work. And we can do all sorts of stuff, right? Like, you can have stuff change, right? So when they load into the start screen, I don't know, maybe I want to do again, I'll play a sound. Default, you know, you can find whatever sound you want, and then maybe you want to change a property. So when we load into the start screen, let me take a look at it. Right after they won, maybe I'll do a not on event. We'll do a set property, right? Start screen, set property. What is this? Label 1. And maybe I want label 1 text to say, hello again, which way? Right? And so we can change stuff and have it update live as they play. Let me look at this. Examples. Oh yeah, so they have great little personality quiz. You could do a multi-button one like they have here. All sorts of fun stuff. But let me just kind of demo how mine's working now. Left. You found a treat. Yay. So I'm going to say explore. Yep. Oh no, you found a cat. Obviously, I'd spend time making this better. Let's say if I fight, you won. Restart. And all these on events are working because on the event that I click, so right button, on the event that I click the right button, the right screen, this is the right screen, the cat screen. Now, what if I click run? Well, let's go over here, run away button, lose screen, and the sound plays. Now, what if I click this restart, lose, start screen? Okay. And hello again, which way? And that happened because the last time we won, that got updated. Pretty cool. I hope you have a lot of fun with this and do something really awesome. I really love this one. Victory!